Divers have found the cockpit voice recorder from the Lion Air flight, which crashed off Indonesia back in October. All 189 people on that flight were killed, and this recorder was arguably the most important piece investigators were hoping to recover.
The flight data recorder had already been found on November 1st. It showed the pilots had fault to override a safety system which kept pulling the plane's nose down. CNN's Ivan Watson is following the developments for us. He's in Hong Kong for us. And Ivan, what will investigators be listening for as they decipher what's on the cockpit recorder? And thank goodness they have found it.
Yeah, and as you can see in those photos released by the Indonesian Navy, those are divers celebrating what has been a 2.5-month effort to find this critical piece of equipment to hopefully explain more about why a brand new plane crashed so soon after takeoff with these 189 people on board. And then you see the cockpit voice recorder, this small orange cylinder being contained in a container with seawater, and that's because it spent 2.5 months underwater, and this is one of the measures that are taken to help protect it for the delicate process of extracting that information. Now, we already have a fair amount of information from the flight data recorder, which was found within days of the crash, showing that the plane was in this incredibly turbulent flight, that it was the pilot and co-pilot were basically fighting with the automatic pilot, which kept trying to send the plane into a dive, and they were having to manually pull up on the plane again and again, more than 30 times in just 10 minutes. What we don't know is what the pilot and co-pilot were saying to each other as they were engaged in this terrifying battle with the computer and the automatic pilot of the plane. We do know that some of the last words that the pilot had to the air traffic control was the altitude of the plane, 5,000 feet, I believe he had said. But it's going to be very important to try to explain why the pilot and co-pilot didn't turn off this autopilot function. Natalie?